Right, I am Mike Volkin, lead instructor of Freelancer Masterclass and host of Freelancer School podcast. Today, we'll be talking about how to be your own boss as a freelancer. You know, many of us want to work for ourselves, and we know what skill set we want to provide. We just never be a boss to anyone, especially ourselves. And that is the hardest person to be a boss for. And it does take some getting used to, and it does take some discipline and some structure. And today, we're going to talk about how exactly you can go about being your own boss. Maybe you've been a freelancer for a while and never really thought about being your boss. But with these tips in this class, I'm going to show you, hopefully your day will be more structured around treating your business like a business. So let's dive into it a little bit. First of all, there's a lot of different types of goals. I want you to set and review goals. Now, there are KPI goals, which stands for key performance indicators. There are revenue goals, which is what most people think about when they think about goals, because unfortunately nowadays everything revolves around money. But there are many other types of goals like KPIs. It could just be web traffic hits. It could be conversion percentage. It could be reducing the bounce rate on your website. Tons of different types of goals that have nothing to do with money. Okay. Now, another type of goal is life goals. A lot of people are kind of thrust into positions that they didn't necessarily want to be in. They've chosen a career path, maybe because it was a family business, or maybe their parents pushed them towards one way, or maybe they thought it was prestigious to be a lawyer or a doctor. And then when they become one, they realize, hey, it's not so prestigious. I mean, in my case, I'm trained as an environmental scientist. Got my master's in environmental science. I went out there, hit the field, and realized it wasn't for me. I thought I was going to save the earth and clean the environment, and it was quite the opposite. I spent my time trying to do calculations on how much companies can pollute in accordance with the law. And it was the exact opposite of what I wanted. So I got into marketing indirectly, but there are lots of different life goals that must align with your career goals, because frankly, your career is what defines you mostly as a person. It's what you spend a lot of your time doing, at least 8 hours a day of every day, 5 days a week, doing this. So if you want your career goals to align with your life goals, that's where true happiness comes from. And don't overcomplicate this, okay? These goals should be very simple. I see a lot of pundits on TV. I see a lot of TED Talks on YouTube, and a lot of them have these great tips for business, and they write these entire books on goals and goal setting. You don't need an entire book on that, okay? It's just simply work backwards from your goal and assign milestones. For example, if you have a revenue goal, which is the goal that is most common, is, hey, I want to make $300,000 this year, right? What does it take to make $300,000? Well, it takes $25,000 a month. All right, it's simple. $300,000 divided by 12, $25,000 a month. Okay, and of course, I'm dividing by 12 because of the number of months in a year. So now, what does that mean? Well, let's say if you want to make $25,000 a month consistently, it's odd to say that you're going to hold yourself accountable to consistent revenue every month when you work for yourself, because there are good seasons and bad seasons, good quarters and bad quarters. Your level of revenue will spike and fall throughout the year. But let's just say as a flat, average of $25,000 a month, that means 5 clients a month paying $5,000 each. It's a really simple calculation. 5 clients times $5,000 equals $25,000 a month. Simple. Now, figure out how to get the 5 clients a month that want to pay $5,000. That's a whole other story. All right. It's actually not that hard if you find yourself a niche and turn yourself into an expert. Many, many people do it. I talk to freelancers every day, almost every day, who make that much money. Whether they do it consistently or not is another story. But at any rate, that's how you calculate a revenue goal. And you can use that same process to calculate KPI goals. Now, life goals requires a little bit of thought and thinking, and you may already have it in you. The good news is everyone has it up here and here in your heart and in your brain, but they don't have it on paper. So it takes a little bit of self-reflection to realize what you want to do. And again, work from the end point. Picture yourself, I know it sounds morbid, reading your own grave. Okay, what do you want it to say? And I get the whole, loving father, loving husband, loving wife, loving mother. That's almost a given in society. It's almost, I don't want to say it's a cop-out, but it's a given, okay? Saying that, oh, my life's goal is to be a great father. I get it. There are billions of great fathers out there. It's not a life goal. Think about yourself, okay? This is something that's going to make define you and your career. Assume that being a great husband, wife, father, that's already done. It's already baked into what you are. And now I want you to create a life goal for yourself. All right. Create and keep a schedule. And I wrote keep in italics because that's a difficult part of actually the whole scheduling process. Creating it's kind of easy. Without a schedule, you're a chicken without a head, and your life will be chaos. You're going to be putting out fires all day. You're going to know where the day went, where the week went, where the month went, right? So what do you put in your schedule? All right, well, I live and die by calendar, but I don't do so to the point where like every time I go to the bathroom, I have to write it down and schedule it. That's a little ridiculous. So ask yourself, do you meditate on a daily basis? If so, put it on your schedule. Do you have meetings with you, with your team, with someone, maybe your business partner? If so, put it on your schedule. Do you review data daily, which you should? Put it on your schedule. Do you take lunch breaks? Put it on your schedule. Do you prospect for clients? What am I going to say next? Put on your schedule. That's right. And you should always be prospecting, all right? I do. Yeah, even though I'm booked solid with marketing, I always make time for prospects. Because honestly, that's the funnest part of my job is talking to entrepreneurs and understanding their needs and where they want to go. Even if I can't sign a contract with them because of my time, I can at least point them in the right direction. And then who knows, maybe they're a client later when I'm not so busy. It happens all the time. Just keep your pipeline full. Do you go to the gym? Put it on your schedule. All right. So create and keep a schedule, live and die by it, even on the weekends. As a freelancer, there's no such thing as a weekend, right? For example, you said it was Wednesday. I randomly decided it was 10 a.m. and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to schedule any more meetings. There's nothing here that's pressing for the day. I pushed everything back till the next day or even to Friday and a little bit on Saturday. So I just wasn't in the mood to work. It was a beautiful day outside. I wanted to get out and get some exercise. And I played some tennis, went to the gym, and the day was done. I mean, I treated it like a Saturday. All right. So that's the way you have to structure your brain. As a freelancer, it's not 8 to 5 anymore. Okay. And don't listen to other people. Yeah, you're trading your 8 to 5 or 5 to 8. You know what? You do that if you want to do that, but I don't want to live my life like that, thinking I have to wake up at 5 in the morning to work, which I do sometimes. But I don't want to think I have to work 13 hours a day just to make ends meet. Reward yourself. Create rewards for reaching milestones or you'll never be happy. Okay. Make the reward relevant to your business. I mean, I had a freelancer say, oh, well, this is my reward. And they bought some musical instrument for themselves. It's not really a reward unless you're selling musical instruments. So treat yourself to a nice dinner, bring a client. All right. Buy something that will make your life and business easier. Subscribe to an industry magazine, for example. All right. Is there an industry magazine that's kind of expensive that you've always kind of wanted to get, but never really decided to take a plunge because you always wanted to pay yourself a little bit more for that month or whatever? Well, now's your chance. You've reached that milestone and that's your treat to yourself. You should set a limit to your gift to yourself. Maybe saying, you know what, if I reach this revenue milestone, I'm going to treat myself to a gift of $300 or less. Okay. Buy an Udemy course. There's lots of cool Udemy courses, Skillshare, all those teachable classes, online courses that'll help you further your knowledge. And then another way to reward yourself is to go golfing with a client. I insert activity here. It doesn't have to be golfing, tennis, bowling, whatever you like to do, and you have a client that's local, go ahead and do it. All right. It'll bring you closer to that client, create more money in the long run, create a better relationship, and it'll be treating yourself to a little bit of a day off, day out of the office, if you will. And another thing, to be your own boss, you should really eliminate distractions. I mean, keep yourself accountable and on schedule. We already talked about the importance of keeping a schedule, but keep yourself accountable. If you're not going to do it for yourself, you're not going to do it for anybody. And then your business all falls apart and you're like that image earlier, like a chicken without a head, right? You're just running around. There's no accountability to your day. There's no goals. There's no milestones. It's just, let me wake up and do what I got to do. Let me clear my inbox and that's all I got to do for the day. That you'll never scale doing with that kind of mindset ever. And the most important out of all of this, be your own boss, is always be learning. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. All right. There's billions and billions of dollars out there in freelancing to go out and grab. And if you don't know the latest techniques, the latest tricks, the latest tips and habits, if you don't have a mentor, you are falling behind because others are, your competitors are. And I put that logo here on this slide, Freelancer Masterclass. It's what I teach. So educate yourself. Yeah, it's a little plug for Freelancer Masterclass, but my God, I made it for a reason. We have 9 instructors at Freelancer Masterclass, including myself, who are all well over 6 figures in income. If you are not over 6 figures in income, then you are falling behind right now, because there is zero reason, no matter where you are or what your skill set is, that you shouldn't be making at least 6 figures. All right. There's so much money out there to grab. And unfortunately, what I'm seeing is so many freelancers dominate the market. There's so many of us, and they're getting stronger and stronger. They're just taking more and more market share. And the little guys are falling behind and not catching up because they just want to pay for education. They don't understand the importance of it yet. But I guarantee you, if you enrolled like in Freelancer Masterclass, and then you have the confidence and the know-how to go out and grab such business, more business than you can handle, and then you'd be like, wow, I can't believe I didn't pay for that earlier. What was I doing? So always be educating yourself. All right. So if you want to learn how to be your own boss, take these tips and run with it. Good luck.